Hi, and welcome to the Marketing Optimization Podcast with Alex Designs. I'm your host, Alex Harris, and today we're talking with Andrew from Knowledge for Men podcast. How you doing, Andrew?
Doing great. Good to be here.
Andrew quit his job, created a blog, and then got an average of 500,000 visitors in 5 months. Then you created a podcast and got over 250,000 downloads in 3 months with zero marketing experience. Let's get started. How did you do that?
Yeah. It's been quite a journey. It's really gone by so fast. Just been working 14-hour days, day in, day out. But I did quit my job in May 2013. I was working as a manager of a major retailer, and it was a great job, great paying job, had great benefits. But I don't know if you guys are fans of like Scott Dinsmore, but I was definitely listening to Entrepreneur on Fire with John Dumas and Pat Flynn with Smart Passive Income. But I was watching a TED Talk with Scott Dinsmore, and it's called, you definitely check this out if you're listening. It's called How to Find and Do Work You Love. It's about a 20-minute video, but every minute is gold. And he really just talks about, are you doing work that matters? Are you doing something that you're passionate about? It's totally possible. Do it now. And I listened to that about 50 times, and then literally just walked in my job and spoke to my manager and just quit and put it all on the table. Like I didn't have a business. I just quit, and I knew that I wanted to do something, and that's basically the beginning. But I did not just quit my job and I had a sustainable website. I had the domain, but I didn't have anything going on the website.
So let's talk about how you built that traffic. In 5 months, 500,000 visitors. Did you create a strategy from the podcast that you were listening to, or what was some of the insight that you can share?
Yeah, absolutely. I had been messing around. I mean, I'd been a fan of Smart Passive Income. I've been a fan of Entrepreneur on Fire, and I had been reading different websites like Think Traffic, and Fizzles has an online course. So I had been exposing myself to these different blogs, but I had never really done anything with this information. So I had been, I guess you could say, studying for like 6 months or so, just with an interest. And I knew one thing. I knew that content was king, and that you can't avoid that. And I know that's something that not everybody wants to hear. It's like, no, what is the secret? What is the magic bullet? Tell me. And it's content. It is content. There are small little things you can do to really increase. I can share some of the things that I did, but it is content. Like my articles that I wrote, I was just putting so much passion and energy behind each one of these articles. I wrote an article after I quit my job. It was called The 13 Lessons to Discover Yourself in Your 20s. And I got over 100,000 views in less than 2 weeks just from that one article. So that went viral, and it just exploded. And then it trickled down all of this traffic to all my other articles. But this article was... literally, I wrote it like it was a full-time job. I spent 10, 12 hours a day on just one article, and I just put so much energy into it. And a few things that made it popular was, one, I was speaking very clearly and authentically. I was using a list, so it was the 13 steps. The headline was very provocative. The 13 steps to learn in your 20s to discover yourself. Mm-hmm. And so it connects with that audience. It's very catchy. I use very vivid, and I paid money for the images. I would use Fotalia.com, and they have really good vivid stock images that you can use at a relatively low cost, but I would say more so than some of the other websites that are available. But the photos really add a lot, because I think when I was doing this, I didn't really see a lot of blogs that had these photos, but now Fotalia is pretty popular. I think they really blew up, and a lot of people are using them. So good content, great headline, numbered list, the 13 lessons. And then I would use quotes when I'm writing content. I mean, it's a personal development niche. So when I would use quotes that would really impact and really nail with the audience and connect with the audience and the reader. Also, at the bottom of all my articles, I would put a call to action. I think that's missing in a lot of articles. But the call to action that most people put is join my list. And that's fine. I mean, have a call to action. Most people don't have a call to action that I see. Or if they do have a call to action, it's they're not offering a free. They're not offering something of value. It's called your lead magnet, is what is what I've known the term is. And I think most people are messing up there. And I think we can talk more about that later. But what I would do is I would ask them to share the article and I'd provide all the social tools. So when I was writing content, I was trying specifically to get as many shares as possible because I just thought it was so insane that somebody can share it on their Facebook or Twitter or Pinterest or any other of their social media outlets like Google Plus or LinkedIn, and it will go to their entire, it'll go on their feed and then go into their entire list of friends. I just, during that time period, I was just like mesmerized with how do you write articles that people want to share?
Yeah.
And so that's what I focused on, and I was able to do that. I have like many articles that would get 10,000, 50,000, and then like I mentioned, over 100,000 views within like a 2-week period. And
wow.
It was by writing effective, engaging content, long content. I wasn't writing 400, 500 word articles. I was writing art. These weren't even articles. I called them art. Like I would cut down the word article into art, and I felt that I was painting a picture for my audience of my emotions. And I'm not a writer, so if you're thinking like, oh, this guy's good at writing, I got C's. I failed like in college with English papers, and I was not a good writer. I've never been a good writer, and I've never enjoyed writing. But when it came down to this blog, it was something I was passionate about, and I had a lot to say, and I really just wanted to share I just felt like I had so much energy, like a volcano was about to erupt, and then it turned into the blog.
I love it. It's, too many people overlook just the value of good content. It doesn't matter if you're creating a podcast, an article, a video. It comes down to great content, and that's really what speaks to getting it shared. So many people worry about the vanity metrics, SEO, and the tactics and the tools that they use. And I do want to talk about the tools, but SEO, the secret to SEO, create shareable content. It's going to get a whole bunch of traffic. Google is going to know you as an authority as a great article, and you're going to generate that traffic. So what are some of those tools that you use on your blog, maybe that you want to share? Are you using WordPress?
Yeah, it's a WordPress website. I use a theme. I got it off Woo Themes. I think right there we'll lose like a lot of people is like they want to build a blog and they don't know like how to do it. They can't settle on design. They can't settle on a logo. If you take a look at my site, it's very plain and simple. And it honestly, like the logos, it's just good enough. Everything I do is good enough, but the content is going to really like knock you out, or that's the goal. And when I would look at other blogs like Leo Babauta, like his blog Zen Habits is like one of the #1 blogs, and his website is the most simplest website ever. And of course that's his niche, but I was just thinking like if he can do it that simple, I don't need to stress and pay all this money to get the best design or the best theme. And equally, Smart Passive Income, I'd look at his blog and I was like, man, his blog doesn't even look good. This was before he redesigned it. It looks really nice now. But I mean, his blog wasn't even good looking really at all. It was just very functional and it had amazing content. Like the SPI blog has amazing content, especially it was way ahead of its time. A lot of people nowadays are following a lot of what he does, his format of affiliate marketing. But during that time, he was making $50,000 a month, and his blog was not good looking at all. And same with, I mean, since I think some of your listeners are Entrepreneur on Fire listeners, John Duma's website wasn't the best looking website, and he was pulling in, hefty, large sums of money every month as well. So he had good content.
Yeah, well, I do a lot of consulting. I help a lot of people, build their WordPress sites, and they come to me with their WordPress site and their theme, and they're like, "Oh, I can't figure out how to get the lead magnet on the page, or I can't figure out how to get the opt-in in the right spot. I need to go and buy a new theme." If you're new to the internet, any WordPress site can do anything. You don't need the right theme to actually do it. It's not about the theme. It's about the actual content. So what are you using to actually generate leads? Are you using Aweber or MailChimp? Yeah,
I'm using MailChimp because when I started, it's free. Like they offered... it's like 500 people on your list, and then you start paying. So Aweber to me seemed like it was like Microsoft, and MailChimp just seemed like it was like Apple. To me, I'm not saying that now. Like now I understand the value of the different kinds, but MailChimp just seemed very friendly, and I just wanted to get started and get going. Like I didn't really struggle. I figured they all do the same thing. I literally just picked it. The logo it just had a nice like feel to it. So I want that. It was like a 30-second decision. This wasn't like I just pick and go and just keep moving forward, get to that content piece.
Yeah, well, yeah, I use Mailchimp as well, and some of my, my clients use Aweber, but Mailchimp does do a little bit better job at the HTML type of newsletters or emails compared to Aweber. And I would say Aweber is a little bit better at the autoresponder type of series type of emails, but Mailchimp is definitely the way to go, especially since it's free for up to the first, I think, 2,000 subscribers or so forth. So as you've brought in all this traffic and your podcast, are you generating a ton of leads as well?
I'm generating leads, and I have started monetizing both the blog and the podcast. Really, I look at them both as the same. Just the podcast is really just another way to generate traffic, and then same with the blog. But the sales is really coming from the same thing. Well, I'm doing affiliate marketing where I'm selling products that I promote and people that I products that I've used. I do coaching with both helping people build blogs and podcasts. I also have a small mini mastermind group that I call the Lion's Den, and I have taken on some sponsors with the podcast.
Oh, that's really cool. So with your coaching and your mastermind groups and these different revenue streams, how'd you figure out that you wanted to create those programs and the type of value that you were going to provide? How'd you figure out what were you going to teach or mentor to these individuals?
Yeah. So when I wanted to make money, it's not that I wanted to make money. It was that I quit my job. So I can't continue doing the work that I do if I don't start generating revenue. And I think I'm providing a lot of value to people. So I need to start charging for something. And so the first thing I thought of was what can I do this week to start making money? It wasn't like creating this huge plan, this huge business funnel, which I'm really been studying a lot, was how to build effective online sales funnels, something I'm working on currently. But when I was first trying to make money, it was what problem can I solve today? Mm-hmm. What is that problem that I can solve today? And how can I get leads for this? And then with those leads, how can I talk to those leads? And then how can I sell them? So really my solutions that I had was, one, I built a blog. I got a lot of traffic. I think there's a lot of people out there who would like to know how to do that. So mm-hmm. I reached out to people through there. I collect email addresses, so I have an email list, of course. So I'd mm-hmm. shoot out emails. On my podcast, I would just talk and tell people, hey, this is what I'm doing. If you want to reach out to me, that you can email me. So helping people build blogs, and then also helping people build podcasts, which is something recently new in the last 40 days or so. And also just personal development work. It's a men's niche podcast on personal development. I've gone through my own trenches and helping guys with their dating, relationships, or just general life advice. A lot of postgraduate college advice, and people who are just lost and can't find their passion and purpose. I'm not saying I have all the answers, but I can tell you what worked for me. And for a lot of people, they've been seeing some really good results. So what problem can I solve today? And just start going from there. And now that I feel like I'm being very effective with the problems that I'm solving. Now I'm looking at scaling these solutions that I've created. So creating some courses online and then selling those on my website. That's what I'm working on now. But right now I'm still doing the hands-on work with clients.
I find it really interesting, and a lot of my audience, they're either just getting into kind of creating sales funnels like yourself. Can you elaborate a little bit on what you've tested as far as the type of sales funnels that you're creating to generate revenue?
Okay. Well, what I'm doing right now is very simple. But I'm building a sales funnel. I could share that. I think there's a ton of value in the sales funnels. I've been helping people build sales funnels while I'm still building my own sales funnels, just because I'm really, I just think it's so incredible to put something on Infusionsoft and really automate your business. Mm-hmm. I love that aspect of internet marketing. Right now, I'm just solving problems for leads who need help. But what I'm building right now is a 5-step online sales funnel. And briefly, I'll explain each of the 5 steps. These are the same 5 steps that you would see in multi-million-dollar businesses, and these are the steps that you could apply in your own business to significantly double or even triple your income. So the first thing that you need to have is an effective lead magnet. A lot of people may have a lead magnet, but a lead magnet is something that you offer for free and it solves a specific problem, and it can be consumed in less than 10 minutes. So it solves a specific problem. Mm-hmm. So for example, like golf, if you're in the golfing niche, It's a free report on how to improve your swing by 100 yards. Like that's very specific versus saying how to improve your swing. It's very specific. It solves a problem. So it catches somebody's attention. They sign up and they get that free report. The next thing, which most businesses don't have, is called a tripwire. A tripwire is a low price ticket offer that over delivers on value. So you are not really trying to make money on your tripwire. What the goal of the tripwire is to do is to turn your leads into buyers ASAP. Because as soon as you do something like that, now you have a list of buyers. And there's a big difference between a list of buyers and a list of leads who wanted your free report. The conversions of someone, if you were to send out a sales campaign to a list of leads versus a list of buyers, I mean, your conversions on that small list of buyers, even though they bought something for just $7 or $10 or $15, is going to be like 3x. These are these are studies that I've done from Digital Marketer. But so the tripwire is anywhere from $5 to $20. It's very low price. Definitely adjust your prices accordingly to your core offer, which is number 3. Your core offer is where it's your core offer. I mean, it is what it is. So it's going to be your main course or your main digital or physical product that you sell. And typically these products can go for anywhere from $99 to $300. And the core offer is where most businesses stop right there. They'll actually go from lead magnet to core offer, which is wrong. And then what I've also discovered is that you're losing a lot of business when you stop at the core offer. A lot of internet marketers are making sales and then they go, got his money, done deal, don't need to talk to him again. But that's wrong. 80% of business will come from repeat business, and you need to build those relationships. So that what you want to do is have number 4, which is called a profit maximizer, and that's when you're going to upsell. Basically, it's an upsell, and you're going to offer similar products related to that product that you just sold, or offer coaching, or offer a continuity program like mine's the Lion's Den, which is a mastermind group, or some sort of community group where it's just $10, $20, $39 a month. You can dramatically increase your sales per customer if you have upsells. If you don't have them, of course, nothing's going to happen there. And the last thing would be a return path. You need to have a way to get in contact with your customers and bring them back into another funnel. Not that your funnels are bad and you're trying to manipulate your customers, but each of your funnels should be offering very valuable products that can really help them get that result that they're looking for. So if all your products are, really good products and you put a lot of time into them, there's no reason why, you shouldn't work harder to sell these products. And this 5-step process has been a game changer, something that I've been working on and been helping others build as well.
Well, you've definitely done your research, that's for sure. You've been studying this, and and they say the quickest way to learn something is to teach it, and you're doing that and offering that to your clients. Where did you learn this particular 5-step formula?
This is actually something that, if you guys are familiar with like Frank Kern,
yeah,
and so this is like a digital marketer type of funnel, and it's pretty popular, I would say. However, not a lot of people are implementing it. It's one thing to understand it, but it's very powerful. And an example of this, if you're wondering like, oh, well, this doesn't work in my business, but it's actually all businesses will have some sort of funnel that's similar to this. Like if we take Apple, which is a major company, their lead magnet, you're like, oh, they don't offer free reports on how to improve they don't have that free stuff. Well, what they offer for free is their retail store. And you can go into their retail store and you can try out any product and get all of your questions answered for free. That's a lead magnet. And then their tripwire is an iPod or iPhone. It's a low entry product compared to their core offer, which is $1,000, so a $200 iPod. And then that's the tripwire. And that's pretty much how I ended up with this iMac that I'm talking to you on. I bought an iPod, then I got an iPhone, and then I got an iMac, and then now I have a MacBook Pro. And then the core offers are the computers. And then the profit maximizers are going to be the one-on-one training they offer, the AppleCare warranty plan, the cases, software, speakers, profit, and then the return path is that they just keep coming out with amazing products that bring you back, basically. And they have commercials. That's one way. And then they have your email, because once you signed up on iTunes, that's their list. Yeah.
Well, it's that average lifetime value, just continuously reselling to that retention list and maximizing your return for sure.
Absolutely.
I asked that question because I wasn't familiar with Frank Kern's philosophy, but I had studied Jeff Walker's a little bit, and they're kind of in the same group. But I definitely want to check that out as well, because I am a fan of Frank Kern, and that guy definitely can sell ice to Eskimos for sure. So let's tell people a little bit about you and how they can find out about you and maybe about your podcast.
Yeah, my website's knowledgeformen.com. Everything is there. My contact information is there. And then the podcast, you can just go on iTunes, Knowledge for Men podcast with Andrew Ferebee.
Awesome, Andrew. This is very good. I had some really actionable advice, and I think the audience is really going to love it. Thanks a lot for your time.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for watching the Marketing Optimization Podcast with Alex Designs. Please remember to subscribe to all of the videos in my YouTube channel. Thank you.